So I just have to make sure I keep this next to my mouth. So let me get a show of hands. You know what? Not even. Forget it. I'll just get to the second question. How many of you have been shot at before? Rich, it's okay. You can. I got you. Everyone's been shot at with negativities. How many of you have been have come up with a great idea, or just any idea, and before you could even do anything with it, your friends, family, people around you, people you don't even know, shot it down? See, that's everyone. In business, we hear this a lot. The common objections are, you don't have the money for it, you don't have the industry knowledge, and, well, there's too much competition. So how do you come up with an idea that's a bulletproof idea that won't get shot down? You see, there's no such thing as bulletproof in this world. It's bullet resistant. There will always be something that will penetrate it. But for the sake of this talk, let's call it bulletproof, just because it rolls better on your tongue and sounds more badass, and that's just something we're more familiar with. So how do you come up with a bulletproof idea? You see, a bulletproof idea doesn't have to be an idea so great that nobody's going to try to shoot at it. That's not a bulletproof idea. But it's an idea that can take some hits and still survive. So maybe it's not the idea. Maybe it's the mindset. How do we get the bulletproof mindset? I started Aspetto freshman year of college, Mary Washington. And imagine an 18-year-old who calls himself a CEO and who can't even properly grow facial hair, contrary to what Robert Davis believed. I was not born with this beard and this beautiful handlebar mustache, all right? So this actually happened only a couple of years ago. But how do you get people to take you seriously? I would walk in and they would say no before they would even hear me. I'm trying to sell a brand that no one's ever heard of. I heard so many rejections every day. It was crazy. And that's just my business life. My love life, I'm not even going to talk about it. I mean, that's, you probably think that my self-esteem was so low after all those rejections, but it's the opposite. My self-esteem was through the roof. I was more confident than ever. A few days ago, I was reading an article on parents.com. And I'm not a parent, but I hear that women like men that are prepared. So I was reading this article, and the title was 10 Ways to Say No Without Saying No. And the reasoning they gave you was your child becomes defiant, stubborn, and he just won't listen to you. Isn't that what we want as an entrepreneur? I mean, that's the key to success. Defiant, stubborn, driven, not listening to anyone. So, rejection, we've always taken it as such a negative thing. It really isn't. Rejection is your friend, especially in the beginning. No, the term no is the key ingredient in success. So, bulletproof mindset is simply facing a rejection and continuing to move forward. In my opinion, there are 3 things that you can do to have a bulletproof mindset. The first thing is start setting up short-term goals. Start having achievable goals. And the reason being is the mindset that I'm talking about, it's all confidence. And what happens with confidence is you got to get in the habit of success. Something simple as telling yourself you'll wake up at 6 in the morning. Wake up at 6 in the morning. Start your day off feeling successful. So, main thing, get in the habit of success. The second thing is, let me add one more thing to that. How many of you have seen the movie The Fighter? Show of hands. Well, those of you who haven't, it's gotten really good Rotten Tomatoes rating. You should watch it. Very inspiring. Mark Wahlberg and Christian Bale. Mark is a boxer, a really good boxer. He loses a few fights, though, which makes him lose his confidence, and he quits. So what happens is his team, they put him against smaller fighters, easier fights, to build his confidence, and that's what it is. That's why when I say have small, achievable goals, you just got to get in that mindset. The second thing is you can't have a goal that's just about you. Have a goal that's larger than life. Because what that happens is when your goal is not about you and it's about other people, you take that compromising power away from you. Because if it's just about me, if it's just a dollar number, guess what? Okay, my dollar number is $2 million by the time I'm 27. It's not really, but nowhere close to it. But if I can't do it, I'll bring it down to $1 million. I'll bring it down to $500,000. But if my goal is to help out people, and it's a certain goal that I want to feed this many people, if I can't do it, I'm going to feel horrible about it. Because I'm giving up, those people are not going to get fed. So have a goal that's not about you. You are your biggest dream killer. Take that away from you. Become a slave to your own goals. The third thing, and probably the most important thing, is control your mind. What you have to do is, controlling mind is there's nothing in this world that's in your control. I mean, think about it. Our microphone problems, not in my control. We can try to fix it, but it's not in my control. I can try to finish this TED Talk, and next thing you know, Murphy's Law, power can go out, and at that point, I'm just going to walk out. But it's not in my control. The only thing that is in my control is my mind. A lot of the time, people try to control the things that they can't control, and they don't control the things that they can. So control the things. Say positive things out of your mouth. Your mind will start believing what comes out of your mouth. Muhammad Ali said, I said I was the greatest before I even knew I was the greatest. And that is actually true. Tell yourself before going to bed, hey, I'm going to do this. Tomorrow, this is what I'm going to do, or my end goal is this. So that's really, really important. Once you figure out this bulletproof mindset, and once you have this bulletproof mindset, you're going to feel invincible. You're going to feel like any idea that pops up in your head, it's doable. The time when people used to say that, hey, it takes too much money, to be honest, starting a business doesn't take that much money. I see a few entrepreneurs in the audience, and they'll tell you it doesn't take that much money. I'm going to give you a little secret. Bulletproof business, a body armor business, you can start it for no money. We make it seem like it costs a lot of money to keep you guys out of it, but no, it doesn't take that much money. People who said you don't know enough about the industry. Well, look at Elon Musk. Stop listening to those people, the negative people. Look at Elon Musk. Takes on 2 complete different industries, and he owns them. Third objection is there's too much competition. Forget about the competition. It makes you better. Create a product, work, improve a product, invent. Don't worry about all those things. So, that is what a bulletproof mindset is, and I think Rob is going to handle this.
I don't need that mic, thank you, though. So you're probably wondering what we're trying to do and talk to you today about having a bulletproof mindset. Well, let's go back a few years to 3 years to be exact, when Abbas and I were in college. It was actually our senior year. We had an international marketing class together. And what we had, we actually didn't speak to each other until after the first week, and the only reason we spoke to each other was because we had to decide who was in our group. So I didn't know much of anything about Abbas, other than the fact that I didn't like him.
And my good looks.
And I still don't like him. So what we did in this project was take a new product and sell it overseas. With Abbas's company, as Aspetto, which is a formal wear company, we decided to utilize that as our foundation. So After a lot of deliberation, we finally determined that we could integrate bullet-resistant material or bulletproof material within his suits. So after contacting a local ballistic manufacturer, receiving ballistic samples, and integrating them into our suits, we got an A on the project. From there, we continued with the brand and the product line. Now that boring love story is over, we're going to move on into why you are more bulletproof than you perceive. So, although we work with both hard and soft armor, today we're going to focus in on soft armor, and which many of you are familiar with is Kevlar, and which is also a trademark by the DuPont company. There's also a lot more names and different packages that are made that are not just Kevlar, but we're not going to go into that today. And actually, we're going to focus in on three aspects: the material, the layering, and the stitching. So the material is practically the foundation of what the bullet-resistant material is. Its chemical makeup, its structure, suppresses the bullets or the threats that come to it. Same goes for you and I. All of the experiences, all of the memories, all of the lessons, all of the mistakes, we take those and those build our foundation of bullet-resistant material. So, no matter who you are bulletproof. You possess bulletproof material. Yes, that includes you, Superman. Now, typically, the width of one sheet of bullet-resistant material is the width of a poster board. That is actually bullet-resistant material. Okay? So many of you are asking right now, how the heck does that stop a bullet? Well, what there is are layers. And that's ultimately the layers of these bullet-resistant materials, whether they're woven or laminate. These layers build a single package or a model. So bear with me and consider this and think of it as one day. One sheet, one day, your experience, okay? Days turn into weeks, months, years. Over time, those experiences build. They build into your life and who you are. You go on. You're able to suppress the threats that come your way. But what's going to secure these? Arguably, the stitching process is the most important. It's what secures all of these layers together. These layers have to be sewn and stitched in a pattern, not just willy-nilly. They have to be done in a specific pattern in order to defeat the threat that comes to it. That pattern is our roadway. It's the adventure that we take in our life. Through thick and thin, we move on. So I leave you with this. No matter the obstacle, no matter the amount of time spent, no matter the roadway that may seem endless, you take these variables and you embrace them. So all you have to do is embrace each step and know that you are secure in your bulletproof mindset. Thank you. Yeah.